Brandon, thank you again. Basically, our weekly get-together, right?
Weekly podcast.
Yeah, and we'll do the week of the 28th. A lot of crazy shit has happened.
Been a little bit of a wild week.
Some other stuff. So what do you think about the week? I guess you start with the debate, right?
Debate was something else. It was more like kids fighting up there. It's pretty funny. But I think it's more wild out. He got COVID right after that shit.
Yeah, well,
That's pretty crazy.
I think with the debate, Wallace was the worst guy possible to do that.
It was just, I'm not trying to be too biased, but it was just a one-sided kind of thing right there.
I don't know why they picked him because he's a registered Democrat. It's not even fair. I mean, whether you're for Democrat or Republican.
And he'd be just someone neutral, who doesn't care, doesn't say nothing. Like, the questions were very easily asked on certain things, in my opinion. Where they're, like, very easy answers to get, like, very easy questions to get an answer out of.
But he seemed to give Biden a lot more leeway than Trump.
Oh, yeah.
He nursed him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no matter who you're for, I mean, he nursed Biden to the end.
The one thing that's going on right now in the country is the Antifa, the riots, and all of that. And when it came to that subject, it was very hush-hush type thing. And then when it came to, like, white supremacy groups to Trump, it was like a big deal. And I'm like, all right, obviously white supremacy is bad and all that. Don't condone any of that. But I don't really see that as, like, an issue in the country right now. I see more Antifa and all that shit going on, which is, I think, personally, a lot worse.
Yeah, the questions weren't good.
No.
He didn't allow Trump to answer. He didn't really make Biden answer the question right.
No.
And it was more like they were debating Wallace. And when I looked it up, Disney bought Fox. I didn't know that. And Disney's in California.
Yeah,
which is straight Democrat. Now, whoever you're for, whether you're for Democrat or Republican, it's just, the fact of the matter.
I just think it needs to be more even.
Yeah,
like,
well,
the same exact.
I don't know why they picked him to do it. So it was a shit show.
No.
And then right after that, he gets the corona that they brought out yesterday.
It's weird how they have a debate, and then right after that, he has coronavirus.
Well, the guy that was flying around with him just started flying around with him like a month and a half ago. The guy that originally had gotten it, Hexer, I forget his name.
There's been a few people in the White House saying that have the virus.
So, I mean, he got it from one of them. I just wonder if that was a setup of some sort or not. Because
I don't know. It's just ironic.
This has got to be, and nothing against Biden. Biden's all right, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if it's got to be Biden's dream come true for this to happen.
Once that tweet came out, people were, I'm sure Nancy Pelosi was running around in her house.
Because she's third in line. Because now Trump gets it. Let's say Pence gets it, which I'm sure they're praying to God he gets it.
Yeah.
Pelosi's third in line.
For the country.
And I will not be biased either way, but if you like Pelosi, you need to go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Mark Agressi immediately. Immediately. As in tomorrow.
Yeah. But it's pretty scary how quick the change in power could go if things could happen.
Yeah.
Just in a month of time of her being in power would be crazy.
Now, do you think they'll have the debate on the 15th?
I think so. I think he's going to come out of it, to be honest with you. But we don't know. He could be on oxygen right now.
But the Democrats have to agree to do it. They might pull that shit. Well, he's got COVID and Biden's
The thing is,
older.
they're so far apart on the podium. They don't have to shake hands. They don't have to do anything. You can just walk in on both sides and then.
Or they might do it on Zoom.
Yeah.
They might do it through like a Zoom type of thing.
That would be. Oh my God!
That'd be fucking weird.
If it was a Zoom call with the moderator, all three were on a Zoom call with the person asking the questions, after how the last debates went, I can't even imagine how.
Well, they would probably put Trump up on the screen, and then they would have Biden there and Wallace doing his jerk off shit.
Is he gonna be moderating all of them?
All of them.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Wow.
All of them.
So there's something that I heard in the news of that Trump was wanting testing. Do you know anything more?
That he was what?
Wanted testing before the debates?
Oh, yeah.
So what were they doing with?
Well, I heard from a pretty reliable friend that he's taking basically a shot of speed, and it's like doxa, meth, something. Mm-hmm. It's basically like a legal form of meth.
Yeah, to get you going.
And 50 milligrams of Adderall. That's what I heard from a really reliable source.
I believe that.
Like
he was a lot better up there than when he's been on TV several appearances before that.
Well, look, you got to feel bad for. The guy had 2 brain aneurysms.
Yeah, I feel bad for him now to even be in that position that he's in. Yeah. He shouldn't be. His mental state ain't there. It's just not.
But I mean, that's how he was so alert and everything. I mean, there's no way possible because you look at the other ones. He doesn't.
He's able to finish a sentence.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you give me a big banger of speed in my ass and some fucking Adderall, I'll probably be able to finish a sentence too. But it was crazy. And then he gets the corona. His wife has it too.
Yeah, they both have it.
Yeah, she's at home. She's not. That's what's weird. She's at home with a headache and mild symptoms, but he's in the hospital. Now the question is, are they really doing that just
for all precaution? I think it's because of the president, in my opinion. Because if it was just one of us, we would be staying at home. But when it's someone, I mean, he's I'd say arguably the most powerful man in the world right now.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. And he's older.
Yeah, he's 74, 75?
Yeah, and he's overweight too.
Yeah, so those are all contributing factors into it. But if it's the president, you have to be there. I'm sure they have every single thing, checking everything.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he comes out of it, but we'll never know really what's going on.
No,
that's the only thing.
They're not going to tell us.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell us.
But I think by Tuesday, we'll know kind of what state he's in because they're going to have to.
Yeah.
If he's not talking, if he's not doing an interview or going on Zoom or something, then something's fucked up, and then it's not good.
Yeah, if there's a lot of quiet, I mean, he tweeted something earlier, I think today or yesterday.
Yeah,
saying like I'm good or.
But they want to see him.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see him. Make sure he's all right.
The whole world wants to see him.
Yeah.
China, Russia, everybody.
China doesn't want to see him. They want.
Well, they probably want to see how he's doing and praying to God that he's not doing so well.
Yeah, they get a lot of enemies right now.
Yeah, the thing with Trump is he's whether you're for him or not for him, it doesn't matter. But no matter how you look at it, he's going up against the Democrats. They're tough. The lobbyists, they're tough.
Pharma,
they're tough.
They're coming at him because he wants to lower the drug prices.
They're tough. Silicon Valley, they're tough.
The tech group, they run everything that you see. That's what you're able to see on your simple phone is everything that you're allowed to see, that they want you to see. You know what I mean? Whatever pops up on your news feed, on your Facebook, is that they put there.
Right. So he's going up against all that, and then on top of that, he's going up against China, because there's nobody in this world that wants him out more than China.
No.
Because China knows they can get it reversed if he's not there. So, I mean, he's got a hell of a battle to climb. And then Biden, on the other hand, he's got to try to beat the Trump supporters. That if you're a Trump supporter, you're going to be a Trump supporter whether he's got corona, one arm, one leg, whatever. You're going to be for him. It doesn't matter. So.
You think China created the virus once Trump raised all them taxes on China? I personally think they do. I think it's a man-made virus. I do.
I think it's a man-made virus.
I think it's a biological weapon being used, and I think it's in my opinion like a test, like a test one to see. I don't think it's ever been used before.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to people who are in those type of fields, and they've said like the jump it would take years or thousands of years for the evolution to jump into human is pretty wild from what it is. You know what I mean?
You mean if it wasn't man-made?
Yeah, if it wasn't man-made, it would take thousands of years for it to actually become what it is now.
No, I think it was definitely man-made.
Mm-hmm.
Did it accidentally get leaked out of the lab, or was it a setup?
Did you see back in January, if you go on the government website, the Harvard scientist of biogenics, I think his name was Charles Lieber, he got arrested for trying to smuggle over, and he worked in Wuhan, and that was where the original thing was. He had a facility over there teaching classes of that to the Chinese students, and there's 2 Chinese students. One got away, but they were much older than actually being college students, and the one was a lieutenant in the Chinese military working at Harvard, and she was able to smuggle they were trying to smuggle, I think it was like 21, 25 vials of like something. They never disclosed it on the website.
So wait, say that again?
So back in January, right when the virus was coming out, they got arrested, and they arrested one of the Chinese nationals fleeing. And once they were able to figure out like who this Chinese national was, it was the person wasn't like a Joe Schmo college student. It was a lieutenant in the Chinese army. Yeah.
And he was smuggling shit over here.
No, he was trying to smuggle shit back to China from here. And it's weird how, like, it started in Wuhan. That same dude had something in Wuhan. You know what I mean? They're doing biogenetics.
Now, why do you think he would try to smuggle something back to China?
Money. Well, to create something. I don't know.
Like maybe
you know
there
what
was
I mean?
something that they needed here to get over there.
Or they found something because the technology's better over here. You know what I mean? They don't really tell you a crazy amount. I mean, there's a lot of information on it, but it never made headline news, and it's on our government website.
Yeah.
Actual arrest on our government website.
Of him doing this.
And he was the lead Harvard professor for that like whole entire that group.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he had given grants and everything, like big money from Harvard. That's how he's able to get that facility over in Wuhan for that, which is it's just very
when you start connecting the dots.
It's just a very coincidence in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it. I'm 100% sure it was man-made. Did it leak out accidentally or was it put out? I'm 50-50
It's hard.
on that.
It's hard.
I don't know if it was.
It's hard
because you're playing with fire.
Every
man.
4 years there's a virus.
But
we got Zika, we had Ebola, swine flu, H1N1, now coronavirus. It's every 4 years. SARS. Is it SARS? MERS one or no? I don't know if MERS is even one. I don't know. But SARS is another one. That's 6 right there. I
don't know. Because if they did try to use it as a biological weapon,
and you don't know how many people actually died in China. They're lying out their ass. They don't tell you shit.
But the thing is, for China to make that a biological weapon with, again, whether you like him or not, Trump in there, that's not a good idea. Because he'll come. I mean, you're taking a big risk.
But you can never say. But when it comes to something like that, you could say it's man-made, but you can never really find. They're never going to tell you if it was purposely let out or it just happened to be let out.
I think it was man-made and it seeped out, but I think it was man-made. It accidentally. I think they were fucking with it, maybe to have it as a tool later.
Yeah.
And I think it accidentally got out, and then they kept it quiet because they didn't want anybody to know that it got out, and then it led over here. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was purposely let over here. I think it was accidentally let out, but then they didn't tell anybody, and then it just spread like wildfire.
Yeah, and the weird part is we had coins, like our money, our coins. They have a bat on them this year. Have you seen any of those? I think they're nickel. I'll have to bring one in or something.
Yeah, I got a coin guy.
They have a bat on our coins. On I think it's the nickel. Like they have buffalo on there.
Yeah.
Well, there was a bat this year on it, and it says 2020 underneath of it. How weird! It's just.
Well, like how do you relate the bat to?
Well, the bat was originally from the virus.
The virus.
That's how it jumped from eating bats.
Weird.
Yeah, it's just so many coincidences of everything. It's just very. I don't know what to believe. Like I know the virus is obviously real, but it's just there's so many things that it doesn't add up. You know what I mean? Like you've never been able to find this type of information for the previous viruses, but now this one there's a lot of. Oh no, it just smells like dirty work to me.
Now, do you think they set Trump up? Do you think he was set up, or do you think he just got it?
What do you mean set up?
Like, do you think they kind of planted somebody around him?
With it?
Yeah, with it, so that he would.
I don't even know, but it's really ironic, like, because he's been out a lot and been exposed where he could have gotten it a lot. So you think he might have just got it? And it's just crazy how at the debate, right after the debate, you get it. And you would think that would be the most secure spot of like testing wise, you know what I mean?
But
it's just so weird.
But he had also just had started going out on his campaign too. Remember, when you get that, it doesn't show up the day you get it.
It takes like 14 days, I think.
So, and he just started going to 2 states a day, 3 states a day. So he could have got it that way. I was just curious if you thought maybe if you think somebody was planted.
I don't really know.
Because you're a little bit more into the conspiracy shit more than me.
Yeah.
So I know. Just curious if you think that it was planted on him or if he.
I don't think
just
it
got
is.
it from being around.
It's just another thing that I just say that's really ironic.
Yeah, that is ironic.
Like right after the first debate, boom, and now they might even not have the next debates.
Yeah.
That's huge for going into a presidential election.
Part of me thinks he was set up, but then part of me thinks he was at all those debates, probably not sleeping. He's older, lower immune system.
Yeah.
Around a shit ton of people.
A lot of people
that had it in the White House, in the Senate. So lack of sleep, his diet. I mean, the amount of sleep he's getting and the amount of movements he's making, his diet can't be very good. I already drink like 20 fucking Diet Cokes a day.
Yeah, and McDonald's all the time too.
Yeah, so
loves it.
You add those together, and then you're around a lot of people, and lack of sleep and stress. I mean, who the fuck has more stress than him? I mean, he's taking more bullets than anybody I've ever seen.
Not to mention, once he ran for office, them companies started going down. And you saw they were losing some money.
Yeah.
So that can't be good when you're.
But I mean, name another guy that you know in 3 years that took as much, whether he's right, wrong, you like him, you hate him.
His mouth is wrong. What he does on paper is right. That's
Right.
what I like about
But
the guy.
he's taken more shit than anybody I've ever seen. And now he just.
But the thing is, he sets himself up for a lot of it too.
No,
though.
he does.
Like he falls right into it. I'm like, the second he says something, like that is gonna be used against you, dude, right away. You know what I mean? And he just says so much stupid shit over and over, which is I understand why so many people don't like him. It's like that know-it-all kid in high school you just want to punch in the fucking face because he keeps gloating, doing this shit, you know what I mean? Bringing back how he beat you 2 years ago, you know what I mean?
But that's who he is, though.
It is.
So if he wasn't like that, it wouldn't be him. What I do like about him is he's him. He's him every day.
I like how he's not political.
Night and day, he's him. At least he's real. You know what I mean?
Because everything in today's world has to be politically correct, and it's like that's such bullshit.
Well, you can't buy him. You know, I don't think you can buy him. I don't think you can persuade him to do what you want for.
Which is huge because
leverage.
you know a lot of these people that get in office, if you look at all these Congress peoples, how do you have a $175,000 job, but now you guys are all worth millions? You guys have millions in the bank. What other job?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that make $175,000. Guess what? They're not millionaires.
Yeah. The one thing I wish Biden would have answered. And nothing against his kid or anything like that. And nothing against Biden. I think Biden's probably a great husband, a great father, a great dude.
Mm-hmm.
How did his kid get $3.5 million?
It's weird. I don't know.
What's your thoughts on that one?
It's weird how it's Russia, too.
What deal they had to have made some type of deal, right?
I don't know. I think Biden's in the mob, the Ukrainian mob. So,
Really?
yeah, I think so. I think he got some dealings over there.
Why do you think that?
With all the shit that happened when he was vice president. With the energy company, I think it was the energy company over there that he put his son on the board of, and all that. It's just if you didn't, he was saying something that's caught on video, saying like I told him if he didn't, we were gonna withhold $1 billion worth of aid if you guys didn't fire that prosecutor. And he goes, sure enough, that prosecutor was fired like the next week. He said something like along those lines, which. I don't know. It's just all these politicians are crooked.
So
really
he had to have made some type of deal.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, and they're so worried about Russia. I would not be worried about Russia. I'd be worried about fucking China.
I'm worried. I don't know. I like China. China's bad news.
And now they're paying.
They make all of our. Here's the thing: they make everything. Everything that we have is made by China. What's that for them not to say? Oh, they just put a little bit of the virus on everything that we buy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we raised the taxes on them so much that now they're paying all this money. You know, I mean, they're communists, so they can do whatever the hell they want. Yeah, so there is no rule. The rules are what he said. Whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah. They are not happy.
No,
But they got away with murder forever.
Yeah.
I mean, because you send something into
we see
them,
Hong Kong too.
They tax it.
Yeah.
But we send our shit to them, and they tax it. But they send their shit to us. And we don't there's no tariff.
No. They need tariffs.
Or whatever the way it is.
And not to mention, that's why companies are leaving because they're just undercutting.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll do it for $1? Okay, I'll do it for 90 cents. Okay, I'll go to you.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah.
And they don't have wages over there. Like, they're making...
Yeah, there's no minimum wage over there, right?
They can make pennies on the dollar. It's like technically slavery over there still.
Yeah.
Like, with a lot of... Well, not all of them, but... A lot of people over there.
You have your high and then you have your low. There's not really an in-between.
Yeah, and the low is like everybody, while the high is a very
small percentage.
Yeah, very small percentage.
What do you think? What do you think about the Lakers and the Heat?
Made some good money on them yesterday.
Did
$300. Yeah,
you think it's going to be 4-0?
Oh, I think it's going to be a sweep. As much as I hate LeBron, I think it's going to be a sweep. Yeah. I hate it. I hate to say it too. It's just I don't think the Heat. They don't have that team. I mean, they got there and they were good, but the teams they weren't playing is not the Lakers. In LeBron, Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is just killing shit.
I hope he gets MVP. He's killing it. He is killing it.
They might give it to LeBron just because he's the face of the NBA right now, but Anthony Davis is on. He's on
fire right now.
And Dwight Howard. Yeah, he stepped up. He's a goofball, but he stepped up.
I can't believe I can't believe he went back to the Lakers, which is crazy.
They started him the other night.
I know.
But he was playing good. I mean,
he's a pussy.
I wish he would have played good when Kobe was around.
Yeah, exactly. Stop being he's a pansy.
Yeah.
I've never seen a man so big and be such a wuss.
Yeah, because LeBron says it's okay, Dwight. Where Kobe was like, get the fuck to work,
up,
motherfucker. Yeah. Get up.
Exactly.
Quit fucking around. He didn't like that. You know.
And what do you think about all these players flopping and all that bullshit on the ground, dude?
These guys could never. When in Jordan's era, the way that they were playing with the hand checking, and you come in for a dunk, you're going to pay for it. These guys would never survive.
I hate how, like, if there's even a touch, the ref's already foul. Like, I just feel like nothing I watch now is nothing but just just free throws the whole entire game, because it's just you drive every time you drive, that's a foul, no matter what. And they fucking travel. And
once they took the hand checking away, where you couldn't put your hand on somebody, that's
well, now they have it's the gather step, so you can be already taking a step. The ball's not in your hand, but it's bounced off the ground. You're dragging it with you, and then you could still take 2 more steps. I was like, bro, you're 6'8". You're one step like that is already 7 feet.
Remember they took away the hand check, and then you could go like this. You could go like this on their back, so you had to guard them like that.
Yeah.
That's when it turned into what? Don't touch me, foul.
Yeah.
Don't touch me, foul.
I just hate. Okay, if someone runs into you hard, all right, fall on the ground. But now they don't even get touched, and the guy's going.
Yeah, they
flying up, like it's just doing.
And they
dumb
put the
shit.
referee in a position, with the call.
And they buy it. It's what I don't understand is when it's dumb plays like that, why can't they just review it and be like, yeah, you're faking it. That didn't happen.
Well, because then you got to stop the game and all that shit.
Yeah, that is true.
Nobody wants that. I mean, I'd rather them just flop and call.
For me, it's just like, dude, just play basketball, bro.
Yeah.
Stop looking for a foul. Just if he beat you, he beat you. If he fouled you, he fouled you.
Hey, at least they're playing. At least they're playing. At least there's something to fucking watch.
At least there's something. I'm happy football's back, but I don't know how long football might go down.
Yeah.
Football, what 2 games already got canceled this week?
And why'd they cancel them?
Coronavirus. Patriots game got canceled and the Steelers game got canceled.
Why? Over the coronavirus?
Yeah, several players on the Steelers. I'm not sure who the Steelers were playing.
Players got it?
Players got it. Cam Newton got it.
Cam Newton got the coronavirus?
Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't know.
Yeah, so Patriots game got postponed.
Holy shit! Wow. Yeah, they might cut it. They might cut it.
If they start canceling too many games, that's lost revenue. They'll be like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, it's
done. Yeah, because they're still getting paid from the TV regardless.
Yeah, and then we got the Tyson fight coming up on the 28th.
Is it this month?
It's November 28th.
November 28th. Okay.
As of right now, it's November 28th.
Okay.
You think that will actually happen?
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say, do you think it would actually happen? The guy looks like an ox. Do you think it will happen on the 28th?
Yeah, I think so. If anything, if they were smart, they'd push it back so fans could go see it.
Yeah.
I'll go to that fight. I'll go to a Tyson fight.
That's got to be tough for a fighter, though, to fight with an empty crowd.
What's the point? It's got to be hard for players.
Yeah, players too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not even. There's no people in the stands. Did you see the Denver Broncos?
Yeah.
Their game, they put all the South Park characters all throughout the whole stadium. That's pretty funny.
And going back to the debate, that's tough doing that debate with no crowd, man.
No, yeah.
I mean, because you feed off that energy.
Yeah.
Even Biden. I mean, Biden had some good punches. I mean, he called him a clown.
He did call him a clown.
But I mean, I was surprised he stuck up. I mean,
I
was happy he did.
He seemed more tired and worn out. He just kept being, just stop.
Yeah,
like, I was like, this man wants to be done. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
but
Trump
at least
called
he hit
him.
At least he hit him.
Trump hit him hard when it's like, what have you done for us in 47 years? Why do you keep saying these things? But you haven't done it.
And then again, that's why I couldn't fucking stand it. And the guy got torn apart, this Wallace. Why didn't you make him answer? But then when you asked Trump something, you made him answer shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But you weren't making Biden answer shit.
Yeah, it was
and I'm not saying I'm for Biden or for Trump. You didn't make fucking Biden answer anything.
No.
But
they're easy leeway questions.
And you ask Trump a question, you give him 30 seconds. You don't even let him answer the fucking question. No. And you just frustrated the shit out of him.
I think it was more like a smear job.
Yeah.
To just to help Biden in any way possible.
Yeah.
Because the media is all bought out by all Democrats and all of that. Most of them own all of it. So what are they going to go for? They're going to go more for that side. So it is what it is.
No, I hope the next one's better, but I don't think it will be.
No, I think they're just gonna. I think it's gonna be another kids arguing up there.
He said that he wanted to. Wallace said that he wanted to have a button where it mutes him, so when Biden is talking, he can mute Trump, where Trump can talk but you can't hear him, so he can't interrupt. and then when vice versa. You know what I mean? So he
Really?
has like
Okay.
a mute button.
Yeah.
So it's not like a circus.
I don't like that. If they put that in there, it's going to be like, beam, beam, beam. Because, dude, when someone's saying something,
It's a fucking debate.
it's a debate. It's not, let me take my turn. There was no really debate. It was more debating
Well,
Wallace.
because he
They're
can't-
both looking at Wallace just debating.
Because Wallace isn't a good moderator.
Yeah, no.
He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know, I built this whole thing off of Joe Rogan. I gave it all to him. So, I mean, he's the best and my inspiration. But Trump said, let's go on Joe Rogan for 4 hours. That would have been a debate.
Really?
Yeah, Trump tweeted, I'll go on Joe Rogan for 4 hours. Let's make it happen. Sit
That
down.
would
Now, that would be a debate.
That would. They would get into that.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't, I would hope they wouldn't, like, hold back either.
I,
Right as they were starting to get into, like, a debate thing, they, like, shut it down.
Yeah.
And then they would, like, start asking another question. It was just,
Yeah, I'll
I
put it
know.
up on the
It was
screen
irritating.
when the video. But, yeah, Trump posted. He was all for it. Let's
That's
sit down
pretty
for
cool.
4 hours. You
That's
want to
pretty
sit down
cool.
for 2 hours? Now, that would have been a thing because I think Rogan's a little bit more toward Biden, but he's slowly starting to go toward Trump.
I think Rogan's more the other way,
Toward Biden?
towards Trump.
Well, he was Biden. Not Biden, but Democrat. But now I think he's more toward Trump.
Yeah.
But you know, Rogan's been doing it 10 years. I mean, he's
Yeah.
at the top of the food chain in this bullshit. So I think he could keep it non-biased.
I think he'd be a good moderator.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
he couldn't. No offense to Biden, but he couldn't last 2 hours with Trump and a guy like Rogan asking the questions
Oh, no.
and
no.
allowing them to answer fully. He'd be dead.
Yeah, and they were given, like, all right, answer this in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What? That's it.
Like a very complicated question
How do you want me to spell this out in 2
that
minutes? You know what I mean?
the Americans want the answer to, but you can't. You know,
It's a debate.
Yeah,
You can't time
right?
it.
Like, what are you gonna do about what are you gonna do in the future about the coronavirus?
Mhm.
How can you answer that in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And by the time they get the question, he's down to
I'll
150.
tell you what, if Biden's elected, this country's getting shut down again. So people better know that.
I know.
It's people's choices at the end of the day. I like
I know.
freedom. I like my freedom.
I know. The concern as far as Trump is that he's got a lot more than just the Democrats to beat in lobbies. He's got to beat China.
Yep.
And if you don't think China's pulling every move to get him out
I
of
think
there,
China could
you need your head
do
checked.
some influence on this election, possibly.
Could.
be.
They are. We just tariffed them. We taxed them. We fucked them. Of course, they're going to do everything they can to make sure he can't get in.
Yeah.
I don't even think you need to worry about Russia. You're
No.
right. I mean,
They're quiet.
I think
Isn't
that's
it weird?
a whole,
What's Vladimir Putin just got like elected for the Nobel Peace Prize? He gave his daughter. You see what he gave his daughter?
No.
He gave her. It was like the first vaccine. He was like, "Yeah, I'm giving it to my daughter who has coronavirus." Like just straight up.
He gave his daughter the vaccine.
Yeah. Like
Putin's a beast, man.
he's wild. Just wild. I put it on my kid. All right. Okay.
Oh.
Pretty wild, dude.
But I don't think he would do that if he didn't know it was right, though. I mean,
I think
he's
it's
just,
crazy just a vaccine that early.
he's a straight
you know how long
killer.
it takes to make a vaccine
He must.
safe?
He must know
Years.
that it's right, though. He's not going to do it to. He's a straight killer, but not of his own fucking kid.
KGB. Yeah, that's KGB man right there.
I don't know.
I don't put it past them.
I don't think you do it to his
Russians
daughter.
are crazy. They don't give a
No,
fuck.
I know.
They'll kill your
got-
family and
I
then
got
eat
it.
them after.
My friend Lenny's going to be coming in. You'll meet Lenny.
Okay.
He's a good guy. He's in New York right now. He's on probation.
Oh,
So.
you can sit on that side.
Nah, he's cool. He's really a cool guy. Really nice guy. Great family guy. You
Mhm.
know, I got caught up in some bullshit. You know.
Is he gonna tell us about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
All right.
he won't care because he's doing probation for it.
Mm-hmm.
He got a car. He got a car put in his name for a guy in New York, and the person who he got the car for, right, got shot in the car and died. So when they traced the car, it went back to him.
Oh, okay.
So he had a body in his car, and it was this whole thing. And then they started investigating, and he was doing some like medical fraud with the creams,
Mhm.
and then they fucking crushed him.
Wow.
So he didn't get hit with the body in the car, but that just led to them starting to dig into
Investigating,
him.
Yeah.
And then they found out that he had a big ass, medical facility. I'm talking like big building,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing like the creams that cost $3, but selling them for $900. You know what I mean? It's like got
Yeah.
like fucking vitamin C in it, but it's supposed to have testosterone in it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or he was upcharging. I don't know. I'll let him tell it because I'm probably wrong, but it was something similar to that type of thing. So he'll be coming in. We got all kinds of people coming in.
All right.
It's just a matter of time. We got Rob was here earlier, studio guy, big time NBC, Fox. He'll be back in again. All three of us will do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And the one thing I did read this week, because we had just done the Provigil and the Modafinil, kind of talking about how it's similar to Adderall and everything else. So I actually watched a podcast with Joe Rogan, Ph.D. I'll put the link in there. And also read the book. So when you break down ADHD and OCD, it's really interesting. Now, do you actually have ADHD, or you have like mild symptoms of it?
I got diagnosed with ADHD when I was in like 4th grade.
So for you, what are the symptoms of ADHD? If you're not, if you don't have it under control,
hyperactive.
Like you just can't concentrate.
Yeah, not even that. It's like I would say you get distracted pretty easily. That's pretty.
Is that what it is?
That's pretty much me. Yeah. So when I was in class, I'd always speak out of turn, like without raising your hand. I would just call it the answer. You don't do your homework. You know what I mean? You put it off. You do things. It just gets you motivated a little bit more.
But on the other end, if you're interested in something, you're locked in with that ADHD.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what this PhD on Rogan has said, and then his book, was that it's not actually a mental problem. It's not a mental illness. It's not a disease.
It is by Big Pharma now.
Well, now it is in today's society.
They got every kid on that. Every kid at a young age.
Well, and a lot of that's just so the kid stops crying and whining, But a long time ago, when this society wasn't happening, you needed, as humans evolved, you needed people to have OCD and ADHD because you needed that person in the crop to make the crops and sit there 20 hours and make sure that they're perfect so that the crops grew right and they were watered at 6, 8, 12. Somebody that maybe isn't OCD or ADHD, they won't do it. I'll do it later. It later. But somebody that has that in them is like that. So they make sure that the crops are right, the meat's done, this, that, the other. And then you have the other side of people that don't have that back then, that go out, kill the fucking lion, the bear, or whatever, and bring the food back. So for us to evolve, you needed both ends of it.
Okay.
We evolved. Some people evolved with ADHD for a reason to survive and evolve. Now, many, many years later, it's not acceptable in society, and we haven't evolved enough to grow out of it because now it doesn't fit in current society.
Yeah.
Because now you go to school. Back then, you didn't go to fucking
school.
There's
no school. You just fought to live.
Right. You found something. Your dad or your mom says, look, this is what you're going to do. We see that whatever they called it back then, you have ADHD, OCD. Okay, you're going to be in the farm. You're going to grow shit. You're going to go out and kill shit. You know what I mean? That type of shit. You're going to go get rocks to build a cave, whatever the fuck it is, So it's really not a mental illness. It's just considered that at this point because it doesn't fit in society. But it's really not. It was necessary for things to be.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy to even think about that. You know what I mean? Thousands of years ago. And that helped probably all of us evolve as humans to get to where we're at now.
Right, because if you didn't have somebody that was obsessed and on track with one specific thing, 20 hours, they knew when the sun was going to come up, they knew when it was going to go down, they knew when to water. You know what I mean?
That's insane.
We wouldn't have evolved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. That's really interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. So it's really not a disease. It's just we were made like that.
I haven't taken ADHD since I was 18.
Yeah. Well, you grew out of it, or you grow out of it? Or you learn how to deal with it.
I just stopped taking it.
What'd they give you?
It was Vyvanse, 70 milligrams. Yeah.
And now, when you took that, what did that do to you?
Well, I was always really, really skinny because of it, because it takes away your appetite.
Yeah.
So I was like this height, but 135 pounds. Like,
wow.
Yeah, like soaking wet. It was just a twig. And then, what was the question again?
What did the Vyvanse do? So you have ADHD.
Well, it got me I was able to get all my homework done. Very motivated to do things and stuff. But I mean, it had definitely negative side effects. Like if you didn't take it for one day, you were down. Like you were like a relapse almost.
Now, what is the difference between Adderall, Vyvanse, and Ritalin?
I think Vyvanse is
Well, I know it's time released. I know that.
the Vyvanse is time released. I don't know too much about Adderall. Like I just took it, to be honest with you. Like I didn't do.
Yeah, you didn't.
Like I don't. I know Ritalin is.
Ritalin's nasty shit. I saw a kid that was on it, and I knew him a long time, and he was this happy-go-lucky fucking kid. Now, he was hyper and shit, like any other boy, 5, 6 years old, and he was really hyper. He was hyper as hell.
Yeah.
But he was smiling all the time, laughing all the time. Boom, he goes and gets that Ritalin. Man, completely changed his personality. Miserable, not smiling, not happy, wanted to be. I mean, totally turned him into a totally different personality in person.
And and then you're hooked on it. Like they want you to take it for the rest of your life, saying that you have to take this to function right. But you really don't.
You know what? And I'll never forget. I remember I looked at the bottle, and it's actually Ritalin's a straight amphetamine. It's pure. It's amphetamine sulfate, and it really fucks you up.
And amphetamine is pretty much meth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much what it is.
In a pill that's a little bit genetically engineered, but it turned him into a fucking miserable zombie. And then as soon as he got off of it, he was all right. He couldn't eat. Like you said, he couldn't eat.
I could never eat, ever. I would eat maybe one time a day.
And just fucking miserable.
And I stayed up all night long. Like I would go to bed 3 or 4 a.m. every night.
And then the Adderall gives you the withdrawal.
Yeah.
You go through withdrawal from the Adderall.
Yeah.
And you're saying Vyvanse too, which is time released.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that goes back to the Provigil. That's why I just think Provigil is the shit. The Modafinil.
The Modafinil.
Now, when you take that, do you notice a similar effect between the Vyvanse and the Modafinil minus, say, the down part of it?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah?
I feel like I get a little bit of a euphoria from it.
Kind of like you did with Vyvanse?
No.
No, I'm saying for ADHD. Okay, you have it.
Yeah.
You took Vyvanse.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're taking Modafinil sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you see a similarity between the effects between the two is what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How close?
I'd say, I don't know, the last time I took Vyvanse was almost a decade ago. So, I don't know, it's really hard I'm trying to think right now about it. I'd say pretty similar. Like, I'm still able to eat on it. I don't stay up all night on Modafinil and stuff like that. But I'd say pretty similar, but without the negatives.
I was just curious, somebody actually has it, how it affected them, because
I don't even know if I have it now because it's been so long.
Yeah, you might not even have it. But they did do a study that the one thing with Modafinil is that 60% of people that take it that have ADHD, it makes it worse. 40%, it works. That's one thing, yeah. So
I might have to. I got prescribed it, so
I was reading more after we did that, and that's why I'm saying the week of the 28th, because we put up that video, so if you have ADHD and took it, it was like 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
It could work for you, and you don't need the Ritalin and the Adderall and the Vyvanse, or it could make it worse. So it was 60-40, I think, was the study. It wasn't a huge study. It was like 2,000 people, but.
Well, they prescribed the Modafinil to me, so
yeah,
I guess it's doing all right.
Yeah,
and I'm so much older now than when I was younger, taking or saying I had ADHD. But honestly, I still even think that doctors just prescribe it just so you can get a kickback.
Right now,
from Big Pharma.
Right, and that's the question: did you really have ADHD, or were you just a hyper boy?
Exactly.
Or were you just too smart, too smart to sit in class and learn about shit that you're never going to use? That was my problem. I didn't have ADHD, but
I don't like learning.
I got good grades in math, but like history wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
So I did terrible. Like some sciences.
Reading was mine. I did not like reading.
If I was interested in it, okay, I could get straight A's.
That's the thing. If it's something I take interest in, you'll excel at it. If it's something that, if I'm like, if it can't apply to my life, I don't care about it. There's no reason for me to learn it.
That was my problem.
When I was in college, I was in college trying to become an orthodontist, and they're sitting there making me force a class of anthropology. I don't care about anthropology. I'm trying to become a dentist. Obviously things are a lot different now. Not even either of those.
How many years is that to be a dentist?
Like 8 years, 9 years.
That's a surgical dentist, right?
Just dentist. Dentist everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Surgeon is a whole different thing. That's like when you.
So when you do implants, is that considered a surgeon, or does that still fall under dentist.
Like a crown implant?
Yeah, like say
That's a dentist, yeah.
That is a dentist. 8 fucking years for that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I make big money. Well, it's like 4 years for your college and 2 years residency, then like another 2 years for dental school. Dental school could be 4 years. It could be 10. I could be wrong.
And
I know doctor is long. Doctor, you're not.
Doctor's a long time,
like
yeah.
31. If you're going at 18, you're getting out at 28 to 31 years old.
James Bagnell. He's a world-renowned ER doctor in Ventnor, New Jersey. I mean, prize after prize after prize. He won millions of awards. I'm not million, but he won a lot of awards. He's huge, and I talk to him all the time. He's coming in.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming in, I think.
So we got some lineups then.
Yeah, early
Lenny
November, and he's got some stories, boy.
Okay.
He was in that ER. He sewed up Scarfo. A lot of people.
Oh, so some people in the mob?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was right there when all that heat was going on.
Yeah, and Atlantic City's dirty.
Well, Scarfo was, he was just the old Scarfo, the one that got a gazillion years. I mean, he just kill anybody.
Is he in jail?
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Yeah. But he got forever because Leonetti ratted him out. One of his guys ratted him out when in witness protection. I see him on these podcasts, Leonetti.
Oh, really? So
yeah,
he's not that.
He's from Philly. He's from Philly, actually. But Philly and Jersey. But he was, right-hand man to Scarfo. And let it all out, went in witness protection, and now he goes on these podcasts with his face blocked out and shit. And
really? Oh, it's blacked out, so you can't even see his face.
No.
Okay, so you don't even know
good for him. He got out.
Yeah.
He got out. He ratted, and I guess he felt he did what he had to do.
I guess if you're able to live after ratting and being in the mob, I guess you're like a cat with 9 lives.
Yeah. Wow.
Usually it's you go in, you ain't making it back out if you want to rat.
Yeah, they say Michael Francis was a rat too. They say he ratted on his own father. I don't know if he did or not. He's got a podcast getting a gazillion views.
Does he really?
Yeah, he seems like he changed his life.
I think the podcast, he could do it hiding from people without actually...
Yeah, I mean, he seemed to have actually changed his life. He's very into God and everything. Who knows if it's true or not? Who knows if he did rat out on his face? He says he didn't. I don't know. He seems like a genuine guy to me.
Yeah.
He did do 10 years, 12 years or something, so I don't know. But we'll find out when we get some other guys.
Yeah, we got to interview him.
We got Joey Molino coming in. We got a whole podcast with Joey Molino. Okay. We got Tommy Fury. We got James Bagnell. We got Chris Scarfo, who is now Chris Ferry, coming in. All kinds of shit lined up. It's just a lot of these guys are on probation, and they need passes to come in, and it's a whole shit show. And everything got delayed because of the corona. So, but they'll be in, and they got some.
Were most of them let out early because of it, or
no? Because they weren't older.
Oh, they weren't. Okay.
No, they just got out, went to the halfway house, did probation. Now they're on probation. But you got to get a pass to come to an interview if you're with somebody who has a felony.
Oh,
you can't be around a felony or they'll violate you.
Okay, I got you.
Violation can be a year, 5 years. So
it sends you right back in and do the full time.
So it's just not worth it without doing it the right way.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And Mike Apple. He's coming in.
Who's that?
He was this guy who doctor shopped around here. He got clocked. He got like 12 years. And what he did was, when everything was going on in Florida, where you would go to this doctor, that, like a pill mill.
Oh, okay.
He was doing the pill mill thing.
All right.
So right now he's in the halfway house. He's about to get out, and he'll be in. He's got one hell of a story. Oh my God.
I believe that.
One hell of a story. Yeah. And a lot of time he got. He got a lot of fucking time.
And he's finally out?
Yeah, right now he's in the halfway house.
That's such a long time, man.
Yeah.
It's half my life.
There's another guy, Lance. I'll get his last name. I always forget. And he was working with J.P. Morgan. And that's a whole story. He got 25 years. He was J.P. Morgan's right-hand man. He actually sold – he owned the hospital that – who was the governor of Florida? Rick what's the guy?
Oh, no, I just moved down here.
Whoever the last governor, Rick, whatever the hell his name is, he bought the hospital from this guy, Lance. But Lance was involved with J.P. Morgan, which is Jamie Dimon, and there was a body, and this whole thing that happened with Chase Bank. It's a whole thing. He'll be in eventually. Now, he did get released early because he's older.
Okay.
And he was flying his wife in on a private jet to come visit him, to Coleman Low.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, he's billionaire. Nice guy.
He got big money.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a lot ahead, but this Corona shit just fucked shit up.
Yeah. All right, so we got a lot of juicy things coming up then.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, we'll have like our topics when we have them, and then we'll do, we're gonna do a weekly Tommy and Brandon, week of the 28th, and just go through what happened. And if anybody wants to leave a comment on what they want us to maybe talk about or a subject, we'll get in it.
Yeah.
Bring a third person in just to, sit around and bullshit, and hopefully it occupies people time on a drive or something like that. We're on Apple iTunes. We're on Amazon iPodcast and YouTube. So
everything.
We're getting there.
All right.
We're getting
slowly
there.
But starting.
Yeah, we're getting there. And I I give it all to Rogan. And I wish he would.
He started. You see that first video that he started at. I mean, we're not too far from that.
But you know what's great about him is he started way back then, 7, 8, 10 years ago, and he never quit. In the beginning, he just had his friends on, comedians. And
if you look at his old videos, they had shit everywhere. It was just if someone stood up, their head was getting cut off. Like it was. But
he enjoyed it, and he never quit. He really didn't do it for the money.
Now
I'm not really doing it.
He got money now.
Well, yeah, he got the $100 million.
It wasn't. I think it was more.
He got $100 million.
He was $100 million.
I'm sure they paid to move him to Texas. Yeah. And he built that new studio. A lot of people don't like it. It just takes a little bit to get adjusted to.
Well,
it's all like
what a lot of people are saying too is that they're censoring a lot of his videos. Apparently, when they gave him that contract, it was Rogan said, "You're not going to tell me what I can and can't say," like because he's a wild guy. Like what other guy smoking weed on his, you know what I mean? Like he's a pretty big.
He won't allow it. He won't.
No, but Spotify's like blocking the videos.
Well, no, they're trying to do it.
Oh, they're trying to.
He hasn't merged over yet. He's still on YouTube. When he's over with Spotify, I think he's got to take everything off YouTube. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Really? Okay.
In that deal, he's got to take all the YouTube off, but he's not going to do that. No. I'm sure he loves $100 million. I'm sure he
has more than $100 million.
Right, but he's not. But I've watched him for years and everything else, and there's no way in hell he's going to let that happen.
Yeah.
So they might try to censor it, but the contract says I can do whatever the fuck I want. You're not going to change it. You can market it.
Be me.
You can market it the way you want to market it.
He's as successful as he is because he was him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it was. Not from them saying, "Hey, here's the script that you need to read."
And I don't think now if a company comes to him and says, "Look, I'll give you $100 million to move over to us," and the contract can be written with your lawyers your way, he'll take it. But I don't think he would take. I don't think he could be bought. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's got a big comedy thing. He's got the UFC He doesn't need money.
It's so crazy. He's in the UFC. It's just
he's the commentator. He's big into that. He doesn't need it. I mean,
isn't it wild? He was on the Fear Factor guy.
Yeah.
He's done everything. Really has done everything.
And he had just built that studio in California with the ice thing where you sit in the ice.
No.
So he had a smaller studio. Then he built another one, fucking huge, gym, pool tables. Big studio.
Okay.
Put a sauna in there. Put a thing where he can shoot darts at a screen. I mean, it's badass what he built.
That's pretty cool.
And then he's got that ice box thing. I forget what it's called, but you sit in freezing ice for 20 minutes.
Muscles.
Yeah, it's really good for you. And he built all that. So I was surprised. And he had just, maybe 6 months ago finished it. Maybe it was a year. Mm-hmm. And now he's leaving that and went to Texas.
Oh, he's in Texas? Okay.
Yeah, I think he went to Texas partially due to Spotify, or what is it called? Spotify. And then the other part, I think he was just sick of LA traffic and all the bullshit. But
everyone's getting out of
But more than anything, remember, he got $100 million. Yeah. If you're in California and you get $100 million, you're getting taxed to the moon. Their tax is the highest in the country, I believe. Mm-hmm. Is it right? Is that right?
No, it's up there. It's really up there.
And Texas is low. It's like Florida, Delaware, shit like that. Yeah. So that probably had a pretty good decisive factor in him.
I heard there's a day in California that it's like in the middle of May where a lot of people go out and they get drunk because that's literally when they start making money. Because that's the first 5 months is them all the taxes that they have to pay, and then the rest of it is pretty much money they get to take home.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. That governor's a fuck out there. I'll say it right there.
You see how many homeless people are out on the streets? They're everywhere,
and he's worried about smog.
Yeah,
the fucking guy's worried about
get the people off the streets, man.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah,
other than talking and bringing your son on, and
that's all.
He's a real goofball, that guy.
What's it, Newsom?
No,
Gavin Newsom.
No. I forget his name. I forget what his name is.
Oh, I'm trying to think of what the hell is his...
I always confuse him with
he's the bald head. He has a little bit of hair, but he's like almost
the guy
Adam Schiff.
Is that who it is?
Adam Schiff. Yeah, I think that's who it is. Shifty Schiff.
I don't know if that's right, but whoever it is, he's a real screwball.
Yeah, he's a scumbag.
He's worried about smog. But
There's a lot of scumbags out there.
What is it called? Scumrow or what's the place in California where all the homeless people are? Skid Row.
Skid Row.
Yeah, sick.
Dude,
Porta potties and
it's just tents lining the streets of just people.
Sick.
They're like towns, like on the street.
Sick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really sick. New York's dead. What do you think about New York?
Oh, it's gonna be years to recover from that. Kumo's destroying that city.
You think they can come back?
There's gonna be people are driving out in troops, caravans to get out of there.
How long's he got left?
I don't know. Him and his brother are more worried about joking.
He's got a lot of political power, though.
They do.
He's got a lot of people.
His brother's in the Fox News.
Yeah.
When you start to realize that people that are in office, the positions that they also hold in our media, it's very, very, a lot of connections.
I still can't believe Fox News was bought out by Disney. Whose
Disney.
corporate is California. It's all Democrat, and this is a Republican station. I could see the difference.
Disney is, yeah, oh yeah, you can tell right away, and Disney's getting into everything.
And I was because I flip back and forth. I like it even, and probably the last 6 months I started seeing shit on Fox I never saw before, where like it was almost left at times, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like Wallace with his little Sunday bullshit. I got no respect for that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Any little bit that I did have, which I didn't have much to begin with because I didn't like him, I have none now.
Yeah.
He's just terrible.
He's a clown.
But I started to see changes, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw Trump come on and I said, I don't know what happened to Fox News, and I didn't know why he said it. And one of my friends said, yeah, Disney bought Fox. So I looked up Disney Corp, and they're in California. Straight Democrat. Like CNN and MSNBC and CSN, like they're not enough.
Yeah.
And that's whether you're Republican or Democrat.
What they need is a news station that's just like, here's the thing. I could say the bad things about Biden. I can also say the bad things about Trump too. But you can find the good things of both, where it just needs to be straight down the middle, like straightforward.
You'll never get it.
No.
Even what's the one on the radio that used to be fair? What the hell's the one on the radio? Oh man, brain fart. It's on the radio. NC something.
Okay.
I'm a fucking retard.
I don't really listen to radio.
I'm really fucking this up. It was a late night last night. So
yeah.
Yeah.
For both of us.
But yeah, it's like public radio station on FM.
Okay.
And they used to be very down the middle, and now they're
just start skewing.
They're and so they'll
That's
go.
how it always is.
They'll go far right, then they'll go far left. Far right, far left. But before they used to be down the middle.
Yeah, it's very hard for people.
Now you listen to them for 2 hours, way far left.
Yeah.
Another 2 hours, way far right. Where before, it was down the middle all the time. It was very balanced.
Yeah.
But I like Rush Limbaugh. I didn't like him. I started to like him.
Every time I think of Rush Limbaugh, I think of Family Guy.
Do you really?
Because he's always on Family Guy.
I think of him sending his people out to go get Oxycontins.
Oh yeah.
But we all have our problems. There's nothing wrong with that, But he's good.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Next to Howard Stern, who's bigger than him?
Howard Stern's pretty big. Is he still doing that?
Stern? Yeah. He does 3 days a week right now. His contract's up in December.
He's been doing that for
forever.
God knows. Even when I was a kid, I remember hearing.
Now that's a man with balls. He got up, said, "Fuck terrestrial radio. I'm taking the risk. Yeah, I'm getting a big payday." I think the first one he got 500 million.
Really?
Yeah, Sirius gave him 500 million.
Because he probably brings everybody to Sirius.
Well, he did. But he took that risk of leaving terrestrial radio and hoping that people are going to go buy Sirius.
Yeah, because Sirius ain't free and the other one's free. So
it's like $22 a month.
Yeah.
And he brought them all. I mean, their stock went through the roof. But you guys in the stock market, I don't know if you have anything with Sirius, but he's saying he's done in December. Now, they'll play repeats and everything, but
he's getting old.
Yeah, but what's he going to do?
What else?
All his life he's done this. He's cut it down to 3 days. I think he might cut it down to twice, or I think he'll find another way, because when you, just like a professional athlete, you travel. Now you retire and you go back home, And it's like, what do I do?
Yeah, you need something to fill that void. Like, I'm starting to have that since I quit my job last month. I'm like, I need something to do. It's already been a month. I need something to do.
Well, remember, these guys got family. So they're not used to being around their wife 24/7. They're not used to being around the kids 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking hell of an adjustment. At first, it's all, wow, this is great.
Because you get time away.
Yeah, but then I think you probably start to get bored and.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bored myself when it comes to.
I hope he doesn't retire because he's the best. But I don't know. You know, everything comes to an end.
Yeah.
But you know who's stepping in?
We are.
We are.
As he's retiring, we're starting.
Maybe as Rogan retires, we can step in.
Then we can step up.
But I think Rogan's, slowly creeping to the next Stern. 3-hour videos, podcasts. Stern's about 3 hours.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, he's about 4 hours. He was longer before, but average is probably 3 or 4. And I think Rogan's doing interviews all the time.
Yeah.
But I think he might merge into something like Stern.
Okay.
And and he's probably the next best thing to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely agree with that.
So the next debate is the 15th. We'll have to see what happens with that. I think mid next week we'll get
another video.
We'll get an idea what's going on with Trump and whatever.
Yeah.
So next Sunday we'll do the week of, it will be, I guess, the week of the 4th.
Okay.
And we'll do that, and in between there maybe have another topic. And thank you for coming in, Brandon. It's always a good time.
Thanks for having me. Always.
Brandon's the man. And again, if you want help with stocks, you can email me. You can go to Mscs Media.com and email me. I'll vet them for you. And he can help you with your stock portfolio, help you with the pick. It's going down right now, so it might not be a bad idea to.
I've been kind of just chilling for right now for the most part. September has always been a bad month for trading stocks.
Has it really?
Yeah, since it's pretty consistent every September.
Before we go, when we were talking here with Rob, the pit, you were saying something about pit stocks? You were saying you would buy pit stocks or
puts?
Yeah,
no,
explain
what I
that real
quick. A put is when you're betting on a stock to go down.
You're betting on a stock to go down.
A call is when you're running to go up, but you can make just as much money on it going down as it can go up. So you could have made a ton of money in the beginning of the year when everything dropped, just took so much, the biggest dumps. It goes the same way. You make money on it going down, you can make money on it going up.
Is it actually called
a put?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you can look it up and buy a put stock?
It's a call, it's calls and puts.
Yeah.
So it's not an actual stock. It's the same thing as me buying a Tesla call. I can buy a Tesla put.
Okay.
Betting on it to go down.
You know what we'll do? Because we got all of that feedback from the Tesla video. We'll do an interview on this put stock because I think it's interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's do that, and we'll get that up this week in between the week of.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right, we'll do that. All right. Well, thank you for coming in, Brandon.
Thanks for having me.
And let's see what happens with all this crazy shit.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep. Take care.